Welcome back to Fit for Life. Summer is over and the fall is a good time to start an exercise program. Oh, by the way, my name is Karen McKenzie. Most of you know that, but I thought I'd give you a little reminder. Today we're going to do a lot of stretching, which I think is neglected. Most of the time, sometimes we even enjoy exercising, but we don't really want to do the stretching. It's really important to do stretching before we exercise. We're going to do dynamic stretching. That's before we exercise, not to stretch so much, but to warm more. It's more of a warm up. And then at the end, we do a little static stretching. So there are two basic kinds. As I said, dynamic is with movement. So that would be something like this, moving fast. And then there's static, which is just holding a stretch. Say we were doing a movement like this, and we're going to hold that for at least 15, 20 seconds. If you can do it more, that's even better. But we're going to go through all of that later. So stretching is important to prepare the body. Why bother stretching? Again, to prepare your body for exercise. It tones your muscles, it improves your flexibility so that you can move a little bit better, you can do more, maybe play with the grandchildren a little bit better. It reduces strains. A lot of people, because then they are not stretched out when they start to reach and do certain exercises. You can strain yourself very easily. So it's good for straining. It also improves your posture, because a lot of us are sitting like this. So you want to sit up straight and just pull those shoulders down. So that would be kind of a static stretch, wouldn't it? Just holding it. It's also good for your breathing and your circulation. So we're going to start and probably do most of it standing today. And we're going to start with dynamic stretching, which is warming up, just warming up. And I am glad we've got the two to go by so that you won't be confused about dynamic versus just static stretching. So let's stand up without holding on if you didn't. So let's do it again, sitting down. You can do this, you can put your hands here if you want to kind of give yourself a little push, or you can do a little rocking movement and get up. And remember what I said in all the other classes, try to do that as much as you can when you stand up. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to come over to the side of the chair. I hope you do have a chair ready, because you know we always use a chair when we exercise. So the first exercise we're going to do is just to bring the arms up. Now, if we stayed here, this would be more of a static exercise. But it's not going to be static. It's going to be dynamic, because we're going to be moving. So let's bend the knees and bring those arms back. One of my favorites, because it feels good. And you can go faster if you want, or you can do a little bit slower. So we're going to do at least 8 of everything. 5, good. And 6, you might be a little taller when you're finished today. And 7, let's do one more. And 8, terrific. Now, if you need to hold on, that's okay, because we're just doing stretches right now. Just kicking to the front, little kicks like this. Now, if it throws off your balance, just keep it low. If you want to do it a little bit higher, that's okay. If you want to hold on, that's okay too. I forget to hold on sometimes. I don't always need to hold on. So just a little bit of kicking. So let's start, and 1 and 2, put some music on if you want, and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. All right, now right now, just let's take a little break, and you're still getting a nice stretch in your calf muscles, and you're strengthening your quadriceps when we do our little knee bends. So let's do it again. 1, you can do it slower if you want. 2, or a little bit faster if you want. And 3, you can push down with your hands. And 4, it's like a squat, and that is terrific, not just for stretching, but for strength, and I think you already know that. Let's say this is 5, and 6, and 7, and if your knees are really bad, you might feel that a little bit, so just do it a little bit easier, not quite as deep the next time. Okay, Let's hold on for this one. You might have to. Let's just lift the knee up. 1 and 2. You don't have to hold on if you don't want to. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Let's do 8 more. This is easy. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Let's do a couple of knee bends now too, just to relax for a couple of minutes, but you're still doing something. You're moving. It's dynamic movement. Wonderful. Let's put our hands right here at our waist, and all I want you to do is a little bit of a twist. Now, if it makes you dizzy when you turn your head like this, don't turn your head. Just do the body back and forth. Good. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Let's do 10 of these, and 9 and 10. So how does that feel? All right, let's open the feet just a little bit. Try this one. I didn't have this down on my list today, but we're going to do it anyway. So your arms are straight down by your side, and all you're going to do is bend. Let's get that elbow up. Now, we're not going to hold it. You can hold it, but today we're just going to go back and forth to get a nice stretch all the way down the side of your body. You want to try to get all the muscle groups, all different parts of the body. Get that elbow up. 4, we'll say 5 and 6. So this is dynamic stretching. Wonderful. Now let's get into a nice ballet second position. We're going to open the feet as much as possible. Just let the arms hang down. And this is going to be so easy, you won't even think it's exercising. It's almost like dancing. You can do whatever you want with your arms. Doesn't matter if you want to do something like this, or that. See if that throws your balance off. I like this one. Good. And we'll say 5 and 6. Again, strengthening also. We're doing strengthening here. 7 and 8. All right, now let's just march in place, just to get the blood circulating a little bit. And 5 and 6 and 7. Let's do one more dynamic. I know I'd forget one. You're going to be tapping your shoulders like this. All you're going to do is kick back. 1, 2. This one is fairly easy, and it feels good to do this, I think. Again, if you have trouble with balance, hold on, or get behind your chair and do it. And 4, and 5, and 6. So all of this is dynamic stretching, and this is to warm up your muscles. Good. All right. If you're standing around and you say, well, I don't want to do a bunch of stuff today, but do something. Just kick out a little bit, again, just to get that blood going. All right. Now, static stretching. That would be cooling down after exercise. So just say we did some strength training or even yoga, although yoga is stretching also, isn't it? It's stretching and strengthening, and we're going to do that in this series also. All right, now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put my hands right here on my waist and step forward. So you're bending your knee here in the front. Now the foot that's in the back, I'd like you to lift the heel up. If you need to hold on, please do. Grab that chair. Pull that heel down. 1 and 2 and 3. Easy stuff, huh? 4 and 5 and 6. We're getting a little stretch in the quadriceps, not much. Mostly you're just stretching the hamstring, not the hamstring in the back, but the gastrocnemius, your calf muscle. All right, let's bring those feet together. Let's do a little bit of bouncing here. Bouncing, good. All right, now the other foot in front. I'm sorry, the other foot. There you go. Maybe you did it right, huh? Pulling the heel down. 1 and 2 and 3. Remember, if you have to hold on, it's okay because we're just stretching. And 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So this would be after exercising, and you might want to stretch your back out a little bit. This one is so easy. It has a very complicated name, forward bend. What could be easier than that, right? That's easy. Open those feet again as wide as you can without losing your balance. And all I want you to do is just drop forward. Just come forward naturally. Let the weight of your body pull you down. You can keep your head up. You don't ever have to do something like that, because for some people that would be not great. Let those arms drop down. Feel a stretch in your back, your lower back, your lumbar area. Let's come back up. I'm going to bring my feet a little bit closer, and let's try it from this position. Let's take a breath first this time. Breathing up. Right away, you're going to relax when you do that. And then exhale. As you exhale, you're going to come down. And you might be surprised that even though you didn't try to do it, you will be able to come down a little bit further. It's very easy to get flexible. You just have to do it. You have to be consistent, and we'll come back up. I can touch my knees now. Let's come back up again. And I'd like to do it again with the breath. It's the same breath we use for yoga. So we're going to breathe up through the nose and exhale out. And watch this. Watch this. Look at this. I can go a little bit further down, like under the knee this time. And it just kind of happened naturally. So we'll bring those arms up, bring our feet back, palms together, and just bring your weight over the front part of your feet. Your heels should be able to come up, rise up. Again, you might want to hold on for this one. Just bring those heels up. Let's come back down again. And then we're going to bend those knees. Wonderful. Great. Now let's do a nice wide second position again. Make sure your weight is slightly forward. It's not back on your heels. Now you will know that your feet are in the correct position if you can lift your heels up. If you cannot lift them up, that means you're too far back this way. So keep that in mind, okay? Let's cross the arms a little bit here and do some nice lunges. Now we did those with the dynamic stretching too, but now we're doing it with static stretching. So you're going to stay here this time. Put one hand here, bring the arm up and over and reach way up. Keep that arm as straight as you can. And then we'll come back. And I'd like you to hold it longer than this, but I'm just trying to give you some good ideas here. So let's bend that knee. My hand is right here. If you need to hold on, get behind the chair and just hold on to the chair. You can still do this. So many different ways to do exercise so that we can get most of it in. Even if your balance is poor, even if your muscles are weak. So let's try it. So instead of doing this, we're going to hold it again. Up and over. And this looks very much like yoga, doesn't it? And it probably is. So reaching, good. And then we'll come back up again. The other side, lift that arm up. Yes. Reach for the sky. I like to say that, even though we're inside. And then we're just going to come back up. Wonderful. All right, now we can get behind our chairs now. And how are you doing? Let's grab some water, just for a few seconds, everyone. It's important to drink water even during exercise, if you can. Try to drink more than I just drank, though, okay? And I'm assuming that most of you people, at least, are at home. So you're behind your chair now, holding on, and you've done this with me many times. We're going to stretch. We're going to do a table back. So this would be more of a static stretch. It would definitely be a static stretch. So let's walk back. The arms are straight. I have to go way back. I have long arms, long legs. Try to flatten that back out as much as you can. If you want, you can hold your abdomen in a little bit, but I want you to keep breathing too. Sometimes that's hard to coordinate for some people. So we're actually stretching from your neck all the way down to your ankles. This is the table back. And now we're going to walk back up. And you've done this before. One foot in front, Let's use the same arm and leg, all right? And let's breathe up as we bring the arm up. And now we're going to stretch all the way down the front of the body, pushing the hips forward into the chair or tucking under, whatever you want to call it, lifting up, and we're just going back. I hope this feels okay because I'm pretty sure you haven't done much of this since you watched one of our shows. All right, now let's put the other foot in front and use your arm on the same side. We're going to breathe up, push those hips forward, and we're going to do our own little background here. We love this. We know we're getting a good stretch. It's not technically difficult, is it? No, it's not. All right, now all I want you to do is kick back again. 1. Feel that nice stretch here in your quadriceps. 3. I suppose this is more of a dynamic, but you can do it slowly. All right. 2 more. Up. And let's sit down for the last few minutes here. I'm going to move my chair back. Wonderful. All right, so we're going to do some seated stretching now, and we're going to start at the top. All right? You can take your glasses off if you want. You don't have to. If you need to grab some water, we can wait a few seconds. A lot of us sit like this and just slouch when we have to sit. So let's put our hands right here on our knees. Pull yourself up. Oh, this is wonderful. And this will be mostly static stretching. So let's just pull those shoulders down, pull against your knees, look up at the ceiling. Good. All right. Now drop your chin down, lift your shoulders up. Yes, this is the yoga cat. Pull that abdomen right in. And if you practice, you could probably still breathe while you do that, right? And pull yourself up again, nice and tall. Your neck will become longer. You'll be able to breathe better. You will look better. And stretching really does a lot for us. Now I'm going to let you relax a little. Just sit back. And again, we're going to start at the top. So let's drop that chin right down. Yep. And we're feeling a stretch in the back of the neck. And you can hold that for about 10 seconds. Wonderful. So we're doing our seated stretching now. And we're going to look up at the ceiling. And I'd like you to take that chin and just push it right up. Push it up toward the sky or your ceiling, wherever you are. And then we're just going to look straight ahead and do an ear drop. Let's stretch the side of the neck. Yeah. How does that feel? And then to the other side. Don't hold your breath. Do your natural breathing, or if you want, so you might get a little bit further. Let's come back up. Let's take a breath up through the nose. And when you exhale, pull that abdomen in a little bit and drop that chin right down. So we're getting a great stretch here. Wonderful. We're going to bring the head back up slowly, slowly. And you're going to come forward in the chair. Let's lift those arms all the way up. Open your feet a little bit, and let's stretch our back, our lower back. You can grab your ankles if you want. Try to flatten the back to where you think it is flattening. I mean, everyone doesn't have a mirror on either side of them all the time, right? Just flatten that back out. I think you'll know it. You'll feel it when you can do it. So let's sit back up. Now let's do a little rotating. This is wonderful for the upper body, to stretch the upper body. So just take these 2 hands to the outside of the opposite knee, pull those shoulders down, pull your chin in. We'll do a little spinal rotation, which is stretching, as you know, and you've done it before. Good. And hold that, and hold that, and hold that. And let's come back slowly. Both hands to the other side, holding on. And we're going to do a nice stretch here. You are going to be so stretched out. You should have measured yourself before you started this. And you would see that you're at least half an inch taller, I'm sure of it. So this is spinal rotation. And then we're gonna come back slowly. I'm gonna sit back just a little bit, grab some water if you need it. Always have this with you, especially when you leave your home. You don't have to overdo it because you won't be near your house, but always have it with you. You never know. Even if you just take a little bit. Let's do some bending. Let's take this hand, cross it over. Good. Lift the opposite arm up. Take a breath up when you do it also. You can put both feet flat, reaching up, and a nice bend. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, we just love it. It should feel good. It really should. And hold, and hold. So this would be static, wouldn't it? Yes, static stretching. Let's switch to the other side. Bring that arm up. Take a breath up. And over. And know that you're doing something good for yourself. Oh, wow. I might stay here for a while. This is wonderful. Good. And then we'll come back up. Let's stretch the hip a little bit. Yeah. The hip gets neglected sometimes. Just lift one leg up if you can. If not, you can cross down here and still do a little bit of it. So I'm going to bring my leg up. How does that feel? For some of you, it might not be comfortable if you have some arthritis in there. If you've had hip surgery or replacement, you would have had physical therapy afterwards, and you know what you can do and can't do. So you just work around that. So we're going to push that knee right down. I can feel it because I'm sure you haven't done this lately, have you? Nice and tall. Pull that back up nice and straight. Good. So this is for your hip. A nice stretch for that hip area, that ball and socket joint. Good. Let's try the other side. Now this is my stiffer side. Sometimes it's a little more, not painful, but a little bit stiff, uncomfortable. Inside of the knee and very gently pull down. Good. You will feel good when you're finished. You may be a little tired, but you know you've done something good for yourself. So we're stretching the hip this time. Yes. Great. All right, let's try some stretching for the upper body. Let's just take those arms out to the side and cross over and just grab your shoulders. Now this is another way to stretch your spine. So let's take a breath first. And exhale and come forward. It's almost as if you're pulling your back up and over. Wonderful. And then we'll come back up slowly. I would like you to hold all of these longer when you do them on your own. Clasp your hands together and just bring your arms up as high as you can. Some of us can only do this, some almost all the way up, and very gently push back. And you can hold that if you want. That would be static, wouldn't it? A static stretch. Or you could do it 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. And just bring those arms down. Wonderful. Let's clasp the hands together. Turn them over so I can see the palm. And push out. Don't come forward. I want you to just sit nice and straight. Let's bring the shoulders down and push those arms out and hold 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7. Let's do 10. I'd like you to do 20 if you do it on your own. Great. All right, let's just bring the palms together. Prayer hands, we call these. Just bring your elbows up as much as you can, so you would be pressing your hands together, wouldn't you? You may have to bring your arms forward a little bit. See if you can get those elbows together. Yes. Again, upper body. And bring those elbows up and bring them together. Lots of different ways to stretch, aren't there? And then we'll bring those elbows up again. One more time. Bring them in and up. Now, just for a little change of pace, let's touch the back of the neck here. See this elbow? I'd like you to bring it across and down. If you can touch your knee, fine. If not, it doesn't matter. You're still going beyond your fitness level a little bit, getting a nice twist. So this would also be for the hip and the lower back as well as the upper body. Crossing over and coming back up and then crossing over. How does it feel? I mean, if this is something that really hurts you, you just don't do it. But you have to feel something. Many of us have arthritis. There are 100 different types of arthritis that they know of. So that's pretty interesting, isn't it? What about your hands? Hands, just circle them. Each finger to the thumb. We are through for today, and you've had a good stretch. You're going to feel better. You've burned some calories. It's just overall good for you mentally and physically, because you know you've done something really good that's important. So let's clasp the hands together. Turn them over, sitting up straight one more time. Let's just breathe out. Wonderful. Have a good day. Take a walk. Take advantage of these beautiful fall days. And I will see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.